go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dirty Dave and J Span the Man presents to you because Chicago. That's right. It's everything Chicago, baby. That's what we do around here. It's our city. We love it, man. We support all these teams from there. We love it. We want to talk to you about it. We're here for you. So I am your man, Jerome Span. And of course, I'm here with the legend, the one and only, the big baller himself, Dirty Dave.
Man, let me tell y'all something. If you ever need a little boost in confidence, a little ego boost, get your man Jerome Span to say something nice about you. I feel like I'm up here right now, man. Let's go.
Man, hey, look, man. One thing I will always say is my people that I'm good with, I think all of you will attest, like, I love you guys, man. Like, I try and big up my people and make everybody feel good. I tell people over and over, spread love, not hate, right? Like, so just, I got to do it in my life. But yes, people, we are here to hit you with some Chicago. And of course, we got to start with the big thing happening in Chicago recently, which is, of course, our Bulls going home. Now, they put up a valiant effort to at least win one game, but winning the second one was not in the cards for them, which, as we may talk about here, may play in their favor. But Dave, after the past two seasons, how do you feel about this entire DeRozan Levine experiment with Vucevic? How do you feel right now?
You know, I hate to even have an opinion on it, honestly, because I think, who's your clutchest player? DeMar DeRozan. Who's your best player? Zach LaVine. Who's the guy who does all the things you need to fill in? Vucevic. But I don't think they have their most valuable players still. I still don't think. I think that knee injury to Lonzo Ball, and I know I should have put a trigger warning for knee injuries with Chicago point guards. We've been through more than enough. But, man, I think if they had Lonzo, I think they'd still have been pretty nice. If they run it back and Lonzo can play next year, I think their best course of action is let's give it one more go. Let's hope Patrick Williams keeps growing and improving, especially in his defensive role, because when they put him in charge of taking on the best player every night, their whole defense changed. And if Lonzo can play, I still think that's their best bet. I don't think a full rebuild is what we need right now in Chicago.
So I wouldn't say a full rebuild, but in my opinion, I think you need to look, man. You got to get Vooch out of here, dog. Like you look, man. I know it's a one-game thing, and I know some people will be like, "You're being harsh, man. That was just one game." But dog, when I watched, he couldn't even get out to contest Brook Lopez's shots, bro. Like that's a problem in this NBA. That is a serious, serious problem, considering majority of the big men in the league now are just 3-and-D guys for the most part. That's all they are. So if you can't even get out to contest that, and then Brook Lopez is dribbling by you too, it's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Man, what am I supposed to do? Like, when Vucevic is sitting here and he's literally a turnstile, and then his offense isn't as efficient as it was before when he was like a true value player, right? What's the purpose? So I think they got to figure out a way to get him out of here and at least just get a body that can move and play some defense, give you effective shot contest, because you can get enough offense out of Levine, a combination of Levine, DeRozan, Kobe White, Patrick Williams. You're going to get enough offense in most nights to score enough points and win the games, right? And because you're going to get a lot of transition buckets, because hopefully getting Vucevic out of there, getting better defensive player, right? Your defense is better. But, man, I don't know who would take him, Dave. Who the hell would trade for him at this point?
Not a soul, no. Shanghai, maybe? I don't know. I mean, here's the thing about Vooch is, listen, Vooch puts up big rebounding numbers. Vooch is soft, man. He's not a rebounder. He is somebody who happens to be tall, and he can't get out to the perimeter. So since there's 9 guys at the 3-point line, he gets all these rebounds. But Vooch, man, he's just not the guy. I don't know what the difference is, but we see this all the time. Some teams just have a lot of success with how they play their centers. When you think of Orlando, where he came from, I mean, think about White and think about Shaq, and I mean, they've gotten good minutes out of Wendell Carter since they got him. Think about what people look like with Mike Malone when he's running offense, Boogie and Jokic. Billy Donovan doesn't run that. So first of all, he's a horrible fit for this system. He likes his Steven Adams. He likes his big, strong physical rebounders. You can give me Steven Adams next year. I don't know. I forget where he's at. I think Memphis right now, maybe.
Memphis can't afford to let him go, and he's the only adult they have there. They can't do that.
Yeah, man. Okay, you're right. But I mean, you look at like guys that have career resurgences. Give me, a guy who's gonna have a career resurgence like Jonas Valanciunas, like Brook Lopez, who you just talked about. We need somebody like that, a big body that's physical, down low, can get a bunch of boards, play nice around the rim, and if he hits a few threes, you take it.
Yeah, the biggest thing that bothers me about Vooch, I could live with some of your offensive inconsistencies and defensive if you could give me a consistent shot at least. Like, that's one thing where, hey, even on bad nights, like guys like Brook Lopez, like you said, even on his bad nights, he's going to be making shots. He's not going to be missing the wide open shots that your guards and stuff are getting him. And with the Bulls, because we don't have the top end player, right? Like where it's like this guy's just a get on our back type of guy. Our margin for error is much smaller than teams that have that superstar guy that can just put the team on the back. We're more like a Detroit Pistons kind of team, that like that last version with Rasheed and Chauncey and stuff that we saw, in the sense that we got to play great defense and be efficient on offense to beat you every night. We can't be out here BSing, giving lackluster efforts. I mean, like, how many times this year, Dave, did we watch the Bulls go out here against teams that they should be running out of the damn gym, give the worst lackluster effort, and they lose by 15? It's like, what is this?
And the real problem to me, I don't know what Billy Donovan does at halftime, but if I want to go to another season of the Bulls coming out with a 15-point lead at halftime, and then by the start of the fourth quarter they're down by 3, I'm gonna have to change teams. I can't do it again. I'm straight up. This is crazy. Every single game, it's like, wow, hey, Bulls finally putting forth a good effort against this bad team. They've been struggling. Hey, they're up by 15 at the break. All right, let's put the foot on their throat. Let's make this game. Let's start playing Marko Simonovic in the fourth quarter. No, we got to play DeMar DeRozan. We got to play Zach LaVine. We got to big shots because now we're down by 2 with 2 minutes left, and it's so frustrating. And the inconsistency on offense is one of the reasons, and the inability to really create, turnovers is the other one. They let teams turn the ball over, but there's just no. Until they got Patrick Beverley, there was no guy who was going to be forcing steals, creating those transition buckets like you were saying. And when you have games like that, you're going to lose to bad teams quite often. Yeah,
I think it's the thing that bothered me the most watching this team at any point this season, which was like, Jesus, dude, on games where I'm watching this and I'm like, and I'm throwing it on and I'm thinking, okay, this should be an easy dub tonight. I should watch a good performance out of this team. I just watched them piss down their leg, and I'm like, I don't understand what this is. Because normally, right, in situations like that, I have to point the finger at the coach. And that's why I'm starting to wonder, too. Billy Donovan, so Mace is a Cowboys fan, right?
Right.
He's talking about Jason Garrett. All that man do is claps, right? He was claps
a quarter, man. Absolutely.
I'm starting to feel like, Billy Donovan, is that all you doing at halftime? You just going in there and, good job, guys. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, and honestly, it's almost funny, we talk about Chicago teams here, and man, I kind of feel the way about half the coaches in this city, man. I feel like Matt Eberflus. I like what Matt Eberflus is doing, but man, there's sometimes where a bad play happens, and the only reaction he has is like, what did I just see? Why are we going by 40 points right now? What's going on?
See, look,
he was in, and
I ain't gonna judge him too harsh for last year, because they was playing basic coverages and dudes was blowing the coverage. Like, they were just not in the position they're supposed to be. So I'd have been looking like, what are you doing to? Like, what is this? We'll see how his face looks this year when we score some points and we actually got some leads. Then we go see if he's just claps or not. We'll see. Like, I think it would be so unfair to judge him. Like, I think we're fair with judging Billy Donovan for sure. Like, you look, man, you've been in the league as a head coach for basically like 10 years now?
At least.
So at this point, baby, you are who you are.
And the last time Billy Donovan was really an elite coach was at the NCAA level in 2007. I mean, congratulations about making Joe Kim Noah and Al Horford superstars, man. Congratulations. But, I mean, you can't fly by that anymore. And I mean, I don't think we need to discuss some of Jerry Reinsdorf's other decisions when it comes to coaches and managers. But, I think this is something that his teams like to do quite often. They bring in guys, you just go, okay, we'll give it a shot. And you give it a shot, and then you're like, nope, shouldn't have done that. I should have just gone with my gut.
Oh, you mean like when they hired Bill Cartwright as a coach for no reason at all? You mean like that? You mean like that? Or you mean like when they fired Scott Skiles on Christmas? You mean like that? you mean like that?
On Christmas. I was even thinking about Tony La Russa. Man fell asleep every other game in the dugout. I mean, come on. Those two teams are just absolute. You know what shows? Are we allowed to swear on this show or not? Are we?
Yeah, hey, feel free to.
Show, man, come on.
It is. But look, Tony La Russa is. When I saw them when I first saw the picture of him sleep, right, I was like, no, that's not real. I was like that. I was like, they're trolling. They just caught him for a second. He would look down at his card, and then I saw the video, and I was like, oh, he was asleep. Oh no, you can't have this man be asleep inside of a game. First off, that's terrible management. Okay, that's terrible for your team. But that is even worse optics just for baseball. He can't even stay awake, and he said you were supposed to love this game. Yeah. Oh God!
Mark Manfred saw him do that and said, "Make the pitch clock 5 seconds, no more." These games gonna be over in 45 minutes now. Nuh-uh.
Look, man.
Hey, well, hopefully. It's tough when you're out all night drunk driving like Tony La Russa likes to do to stay awake for the game.
Boy, it's tough. You know what? It's tough. You probably ain't getting good nights of sleep. You're probably over there having to pop some Advil or something in the morning or some Excedrin or something because you got a headache. You're drinking water and stuff. And you be like, man, I got to go out here and sit in all this damn heat. I need a nap.
Man, what a disaster. I mean, the Bulls this offseason, looking forward, if you decide just to retool a little bit, I think your first order of business, you got to probably go after a nice big man to back up. Drummond did his job a little bit, but he's also Andre Drummond now.
He was on Shaqtin' a Fool like 4 or 5 times this year. You got to go. You can't be on my team if you on Shaqtin' a Fool like 4 or 5 times this year. You can't do it. He's gonna be in competition for winning like the award for Shaqtin' a Fool of the year.
Man, we're the fools for supporting the team, honest at this point. But I mean, you gotta get something like that. You gotta get at least one good defender down low. I mean, there's got to be a singular good defender in free agency that you can give a mid-level exception to and ask them to please, while Nikola Vucevic is out there struggling to walk to the three-point line, please play some defense down low for us. I don't know who that's going to be. I was looking at the free agents earlier. It's not the best group of 35-year-old centers out there, but I don't know. Hey, how you feel about giving Bismack Biyombo a run?
Hey, I'd rock with Biyombo because look, we'd be asking him to do the things that he's good at: energy, play some defense, get rebounds, contest shots, and go get some dunks when you get your easy opportunities. Take your dunk. We don't need him for offense. That's the thing. Like, I think it's kind of a misnomer that in today's NBA that everybody's center has to be able to shoot. That's not the case. I've watched the Warriors win 4 championships with having no center that can shoot. So it's totally a misnomer. So again, get somebody that can play some defense, secure a rebound, maybe step out, contest the shot. When he gets switched on to the guard, he's not just like, oh no. Get one person like that who can do it for you, please. Am I lying?
Man. Yeah, I mean, between that and their inability to shoot a 3, it was just every single game. You knew that's what was going on at halftime every game. Was every other coach was like, yo, that dude can't defend, and they're not going to shoot no 3s. Give him the 3, attack Vooch. And every single game they would do that, and you have to stop that somehow, man.
That's where, to be honest with you, Dave, the only thing that I'm truly hopeful about is, and I know this is going to sound totally crazy, and be like, get out of here, dude. Like you are hoping for way too much. All I'm hoping for is the last time the Bulls had a 1.3% chance to get the number 1 pick. We got it. So, NBA, Adam Silver, rig the lottery, because you know if you bring Victor to us, Big Vic here in Chicago, that helps the whole NBA, baby. That helps everybody. Everybody gets money then. That means when Chicago come to town, your arena about to be full.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. I'll throw in $10 if you want to bribe him, man. I don't know what you got,
Hey,
but Adam,
I got you. I got like 5 on it. I got like 5 on it for sure.
Let us know, man. Come on. I got a nice freezer you can throw the envelope into. You know, no big deal, man.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, it's like, why you gonna give them to one of these teams that's gonna waste them? That's all I'm saying. Like, look, the only place where I think outside of me being a selfish Bulls fan that I would like to see Big Vic go to, when I would love to see Charlotte somehow luck into that pick and see him and LaMelo play together.
Yes.
I think that would be fun to watch.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can't really think of any solid spots I could. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I could see him and Dame play together.
True, but like my issue with Dame is too much. I'm trying to hoop, and it's too much Dame time. I don't know, as much as I like him, I don't know if his style is ever going to win a championship with him being the man that he is on the team.
Yeah. Did you hear how loyal he is, though?
Hey, cool. I commend you for that loyalty.
Right.
And I appreciate that. And I wish we had a little bit more of that in the modern league, right? Where guys are just like, nah, dog, I'm going to do this. I'm putting the team on my back, and I'm going to get us a chip. I wish there was more of that, because like we talked about before, right, where there's a little bit less competition, less rivalries in the league now, right? But, man, at the end of the day, Adam Silver, if you want to do what's best for business is Wembanyama in Chicago. I'm just saying.
Go. Make it happen, man. Make it happen. Adam, do your thing. Yo, Mike, if you want to, put in a word, hey, remember how much money I made you back in the day? Let's do it. Be an advocate for, ambassador for the Bulls. He can pull some string. Maybe we can even bring Isaiah Thomas. Oh, wait, no. He ain't going to work with MJ. No.
Look, hey, Zeke, I love you, but there's a lot of people in this city that'll never get over you being a bad boy Piston, which is messed up because he's from here, bro. Like, he's actually from here. He still does stuff for the city here, trying to make the city better. Like, Michael Jordan doesn't give a rat's ass about us. Like, you don't care.
He cares about the money. He cares about the money. You don't care about us people. I think Victor. Low key, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Cade up in Detroit. I think that's probably what's going to happen, and I could see that being a fun combo, but it don't help us out at all in Chicago.
Man, Detroit don't need another star, man. They good, bro. They good, man. They don't need another. They got Cade. We got a bunch of kind of sort of. He's really good, guys. We ain't got no stars. Look, I respect Levine. I respect DeRozan, but we don't have a star. Zach LaVine, the highest accomplishment he's done as an individual player is win the slam dunk contest.
Oh, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. I wish it was wrong, but it's not wrong. I mean, yeah. I mean, he had a great performance in Toronto, so you got to give him that. But yeah, it just doesn't feel like Zach's the kind of guy. If he's a number one player, you're gonna feel like you're in a contender, even if you have a really good number two, which they have. He's a max contract guy on a super max, and because he's already here, you can't get a super max player. So you're in purgatory.
I guess my thing with Zach is, when do you ever remember in like important games that he just put the team on his back? Seen him play good, and I'm not saying he played bad against all important games or anything. I'm just saying, when as a Bulls fan, in this entire experience that we've had with him, when can you say he put the team on his back?
No, you're not gonna find that time. I mean, he is what he is, man. You know, he's gonna have nights where he'll put up 40. He's gonna have nights where he's gonna put up 40 shots and not score 20. I mean, you know that he's a decent on-ball defender. You know, but he's not a great on-ball defender by any stretch. He's not a good facilitator. I don't know. I just said a lot more negatives than I said positives about him. But at the end of the day, he still balls. So,
yeah, like I said, he's a good number 2 option for you. But you ain't winning a championship with 2 number 2s on your team. You're not gonna do it. It's just not gonna work.
Not with Giannis, not with Jokic, not with Embiid, not with these guys. Nope.
Hell, we got like 2 number 2s and he's kind of a 2 in Vucevic at this point. Is he a 2 or is he a 3 at this point?
He's a 3, man. 3 might even be nice, man. He has some games where you just like, man, come on, man. Yo, what are you doing in this league right now, man?
Bro, I feel you. I feel you. Like we're like you said, we're kind of in a bad spot. The only hope that we literally have is the Bulls lucking into Wembanyama at this point, because otherwise, people, let me and Dave is telling you right now, this is gonna be what it is for at least another like 2 years until we can get some of these contracts off the books, and it's not gonna get better if we're stuck with Vooch. Let me tell you.
No,
he is aging like bad milk, bro. Like, oof.
Yeah, no, he most certainly is. But you know, we do got a team in Chicago that's doing a little better. Got a little younger core that's you know, got some potential superstars on the way, and they're starting the year off hot. It's baseball season, man. So I don't want to spend too much time thinking about them Bulls. I want to think about being a bleacher bum out of Wrigley Field maybe in a few weeks, and you know, watch some of my guys.
You want to think about happy times, huh?
I like that. Let's be positive. This is a positive show, man. We started off talking about positivity. Let's keep rolling.
Hey, well, yeah, you know, we had to get that negative out the way because we got to be real. We ain't gonna lie to you now, people that age. Look, the Bulls is gonna keep their heads above water. We ain't gonna be like awful, which is gonna only make it longer of a process. So, but yes, you are right. Sun is out, weather is good. That means baseball is here. So, Dave, how are you feeling about the hot start of these Cubbies?
Sheesh. You know, I think I'm a really big fan of what they're doing, and I think that they got enough bats under the age of 30 that I think are going to keep growing. With a couple of the prospects that they're going to have soon. And I'm a big fan of some of these pitchers they got, man. Stroman's awesome. Justin Steele's he's one of the best pitchers in baseball for about a calendar year now. You know, and then, you know, if you can keep filling out from there, I mean, I'm excited. I'm pumped about the Cubs moving forward. I think they could be in contention for a wild card spot this year. I think within a couple of years, they could definitely be a team winning the division and hopefully looking at a deep run.
So I'll be honest. I think this team is overachieving, and that's cool with me because I'd rather see a team that's overachieving than a team that's underachieving, right? So I do have questions about how long this can last, but I'm going to enjoy this ride while it's happening, right? We're actually winning some games, and that's a lot more that can be said over what we've had to deal with the past couple of years. So I'm gonna enjoy the ride, right? Because I guess the reason why I say that, Dave, is it's so early that a lot of the team, I guess maybe it's me just being like weird from my baseball watching life, where I've seen so many teams start off hot, and that like you looked at them going into the year and you were like, they're not going to be great, you know, they're going to be a middling team at best, and then all of a sudden they start off hot, and then for the rest of the year they're that middling team that you thought they were, you know. So I have reservations, but I will say this. The way that they're playing the game, which is smart, which is trying to use every advantage that they have, moving guys up, willing to take sack flies, willing to play smart defensively all the time. that stuff can correlate to you winning long term. So I think this team most definitely has a chance to long term compete, like you said, possibly be in the wild card. I don't think the division's within their hand this year either. I think we're both on the same page there, where it's like we might be able to get a wild card, but I don't know about that division. My biggest reservation though is our pitching, because how long are these guys going to stay pitching this good? Marcus Stroman has not been this for his career. How long is this going to last?
Yeah, he's had some years where he's been one of a really good pitcher though. So I mean, obviously he's not going to have a 1 ERA come July, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he has a 2.75, 3.0 ERA come July.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's really good, man. I mean, we're so used to, as Cubs fans, seeing the Jake Arrieta year where he's at a 1.7 that we think a 3 is like, okay, that's okay. You forget 3 is good, man. 3 is really good. Steele, I think he might just be a dog. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think he's good. I like Hayden Wesneski. He's had a couple rough starts, but I think if he just calms himself down a little bit, he'll be pretty solid. The last 2 spots, though, and Smiley and Tyone, I've never understood why they paid either of those guys any money to pitch for their team.
Smiley's the one for me.
Bro, what is Drew Smiley doing as an MLB pitcher right now? Can somebody help me? What is the reason for this?
Hey, look, he must be one of them great clubhouse guys, Dave. He's got to be just somebody that everybody he plays with just loves him, dog. Because his numbers make you be like, oh, get him off the field.
Yeah, and I think most people remember this, but you can't forget they brought him in for a year when they knew he couldn't pitch, just to like rehab with them. And then we're like, all right, go to free agency. You're good. Like, why they brought him in just to let him use their facilities and medical staff, then said, go do whatever you want, then brought him back, and we're like, no, we like what we saw last year enough to say let's go through it again. Let's do 2023 too. He's just not good. Yeah, Tyone, man. I mean, Tyone's been the definition of mid for his entire career. He has like 1 half season where he was really good. He played in New York last year, and he still didn't have very good numbers with a really good team around him. And now I don't know. That's the one you could take Smiley as your guy that you don't get. I don't get Tyone. I never understood. That's money that could have gone to Shohei Ohtani next year, man. Come on. That's money being used for Jameson Tyone now.
Hey, I ain't trying to hear no excuses out of the Cubs organization when it comes to Shohei. Because, look, you put Shohei in that bandbox called Wrigley Field, whew, we're going to see something special, okay? I don't want to hear any excuses. Dave, we dealt with a crap team and them strip a team down from championship level to crap. And we dealt with that, and we didn't turn on them. When Shohei out there, you better be throwing him an offer where it's like, look, dog, you tell me what's your number. What is the number we have to give you so you don't walk out of here? You sign this contract right now. What is it? Is it $500 million? Is it $6 million? Whatever it is, sign it. Because guess what? He is 2 all-star players in one. I will pay that guy $600 million for whatever his. You want a 20-year deal? Cool, baby. Got you.
Man.
Got you.
Honestly, man, give the man what he wants. I'm with you. Like you said, he's 2 all-star players, man. I mean, you literally, and I will be the most annoying Shohei Ohtani fan. I will absolutely be the guy that's like, anytime someone asks about, who's the NL MVP? Nope, Shohei Ohtani. Done. Oh, but what about this guy? Nope. It doesn't matter what you think, Jabroni. Shohei Ohtani is going to be the guy. Every year, I'll be that guy on social media. People are going to hate me. I'm going to be mad annoying. And if it happens, just be prepared.
Dave, I do not have one Cubs jersey. If we look, there's only one I consider getting, which is Andre Dawson. But if we signed Ohtani will be the first Cubs jersey I buy. Because look, Dave, I was gonna get Baez, and then we traded him away.
And good thing too.
Javi was my guy.
He's trash, but yeah.
You've always had such beef with Javi. Even when he was here, you were like, I don't understand this guy. Why do people like him?
No, man, when he's so on. He could be the best player in baseball when he's on, but he's just off so much. Oh, I was ready. I wanted off the ride. I'll get off the Javi Baez ride. I'm done. I got a Dansby jersey in my office in my closet right now, man. I'm a big Dansby guy. I was a little happier about this signing. I think most people were, which plays into why I'm liking their direction. But the direction of contact hitters, get on base, run the bases well, play really good defense. You know, the whole middle of their lineup, catcher, second base, shortstop, center field, are all Gold Glovers. I mean, you know, I like that. Good defense, get on base. You know, it's I'm a baseball romantic, so I love that concept. And so when I see it, I like the direction. That's why I'm a little higher on their future than I think you are right now, which is totally fair.
Well, also, you got to understand, I don't fully trust Ian Happ yet. I need to see it for I've seen Ian Happ get hot before. I haven't seen him sustain it. Okay? So, look, Ian Happ is batting like, what was it, 340 something, like, I think? Like, dog, if Ian Happ can maintain, I believe in this team. Okay. Because because I know Dansby Swanson is good enough. He's going to maintain basically his level of play is going to stay pretty consistent over the course of the year. So that means then you have two guys you can count on in your lineup, and that's usually where a good start for your core is. You got to have two guys at the top of your lineup that you can count on, because that's where most of your runs are going to end up getting scored, is by guys up there, right? So we'd have that. We'd have a lot of guys that can, like you said, can get on, make solid contact, move station to station, that could get us some runs scored. We're going to play solid defense. That's a guaranteed right there. But, man, Dave, you're telling me after everything that's happened with Ian Happ over the years, you believe in this right now?
Oh, I believe in Ian Happ. Yes, sir. First of all, listen, I just, like I just said, man, I love myself a guy who plays smart and plays good defense, you know. He's a Gold Glover for a reason. He plays good defense. He runs the bases well. He can hit home runs if he needs to. A lot of extra base hits. You know, he could drop to 250, but still drive in runs, hit 40 doubles, 20 home runs, play Gold Glove defense, and on his contract, that's a steal. The contract he just signed, $20 million, is a steal for that. I mean, sure, you want your guys, you want 20 million guys to be guys who hit 50 home runs? Sure, maybe. But, I think he plays that role perfectly for the Cubs. He's the kind of guy, he can play anywhere on the field, bat anywhere in the lineup. He's going to play smart. He's going to add to the team. He's going to make a contribution. He's my kind of guy for sure. So I'm all in on Ian Happ. I think he's a great if you would have told me in 2018 we got sent down to Iowa that he'd be the only Cub to get an extension, I told you were crazy. But now I think it's the best move they've made, only extending him and only keeping him around. I think it's great for the team.
I hope he can. It would make this summer very fun of baseball watching. Like I would absolutely love it. He's someone that, like you, I've been a fan of since he's been on the team. It's just that I've seen the up and down. Like, I understand his last year was most definitely an up, right? He was a better player defensively, offensively, everything. Like, it all came together for him last year. How baseball can be a super cruel fucking game, Dave. Like, I don't know how long it's going to last for him because baseball can be so damn cruel, man. But I hope he does. I'm rooting for him because I love Ian Happ. I mean, he's given it his – you win me over a lot as a baseball fan when I see you busting your ass right away on every play. When I see no matter what, you are giving it your all. You're trying to make every play. You may not make every one, but I see that you're giving it the effort. And Ian Happ has most definitely been a guy like that since he's came to the team. So I hope that it does work out for us. But I think we both know that even if our offense stays consistent, boy, them other pitchers like we was talking about, ooh, baby,
that bullpen too, man. That bullpen, they got a couple dogs in the bullpen, but bro, if David Ross, you listen to me. If you try to send Julian Merriweather out there every 3 games or whatever to give up home runs, I'm gonna be the first person in line asking for your job. Okay, listen, look me in the eye.
You ain't gonna have no choice, Dave. Dave,
I don't care.
Have no choice.
Bro, Julian Merriweather is like a 32-year-old who had like a 9 ERA last year. David Ross has said, all right, hey, Jed, thank you for signing that man. Now tell him where he can get an apartment down in Tennessee at AA because he's not touching my field at Wrigley. Tell him Chicago, no fly zone. Don't even fly over Chicago. I don't want you nowhere near Chicago, nowhere near the federal landmark. Send that bum back to the Blue Jays, whatever. But do not put Julian Merriweather on my Wrigley Field mound one more time, David Ross.
You know the thing that that makes me the most nervous about him? Because I can get over guys like where your ERA is a little crazy because sometimes that's product of bad luck, right? Sometimes, hey, you just gave up the hit at the wrong time. You gave it up with some people on base, but you still pitched good throughout the game, right? And it was just some shit luck for you, right? But it concerns me when you look at his numbers. Dude, guys are batting 385 against him. In 5 appearances, guys are batting 385, bro. Like, what? Like, how is that even humanly possible this early in the year that you're letting guys bat? Like, usually this is for sure when the pitcher's got an advantage. It's early. Your arm is super fresh. Everything's popping off your hand. It's still, in a lot of places, it's still kind of chilly out, so everybody's not as loose as they need to be. This is usually your advantage time. Your ERA and your average is already this messed up? Oh, no. You got to go. Me and you, we on the same page with everybody we talking about. I'm telling you, all these pitchers, they are more responsible for me being worried about this team consistently being like this than the hitting is. The hitting, I believe, more in the guys that are there because a lot of those guys are proven professionals. So we know there's going to be a certain level of excellence that we'll get out of them, right? But these pitches,
man, I don't even know if I can name. I know they got Keegan Thompson, they got Fuller closing games. Whatever, we'll talk about that in a little bit, I guess. I can't even name who else is in their bullpen right now. Assad's in AAA. I mean, who are they going to send out there most days? Are they just going to hope that Jameson Taillon can pitch 8 innings, or spoiler, he ain't.
So I think what it comes down to is how long do they sustain this success? Because if you sustain it, let's say up until late June, right? You have to go on the trade market. You got to go get somebody to improve you got to. You can't go because at that point, that means you're probably a team that's going to make the playoffs because you're playing a certain level of consistency. So you have to add to that to now make your team better because you know baseball championship is a random championship generator. It is literally you just got to get in. That's it. You get in, you have a chance to win. So let's hope for that, right? Let's hope that they're playing great ball still into June, late into June, and so they puts the pressure on this organization to then go make a move and say, bring somebody in. But while it's happy times over here, Dave, with Chicago, and on the north side, let's talk about that south side over there. I know we got a little bit into it, but Dave, just what are your thoughts right now on how this season has started off for the White Sox?
I mean, I don't want to talk too bad. Also, don't talk too loud. You talk too loud, Eloy Jimenez might end up on the 10-day injured list. I don't know, but
if I get up too quick, he might pull a hamstring.
Exactly, man. That dude, oh my God. What a disaster watching him try to play the field or run or do anything besides hit home runs.
Why do they even do it at this point, Dave? What? Dave, after last season, after everything you saw last season, why are you not just full-time DHing him? Why is he not David Ortiz at this point?
Listen, I've been saying that since he first debuted with the White. I have said, but the problem is these teams, these organizations, they got too much pride. And when they sit there and they say, but if Eloy Jimenez doesn't play the field, he's not going to get his full value. And you got to get your full value for a guy if you want to say, oh, no, he's as good as we said. Bro, Eloy Jimenez. The other guy on the White Sox that they're misusing because of their pride is Michael Kopech. That is a closer. That's a closer, guys. That's a dude who can't get through 5 innings because he throws 102 miles per hour. He can't find the strike zone. He strikes a lot of people out, but he walks dudes. He has long innings. That's a closer. Eloy Jimenez is a DH. Michael Kopech's a closer. You put those two in those spots, I swear, I promise you, your whole team changes. If you then spent money on a new starter and a new left fielder instead of trying to find a DH and hoping that dude's named Romy Gonzalez can play DH for you. Stop throwing guys out to pitch like Vince Velasquez. I guarantee you'd be in a much better spot because you'd stop messing around with all this nonsense and spending all this money on guys like Kendall Graveman and Joe Kelly in the bullpen who suck.
Joe
by
Kelly
the way.
is so butt. He is so butt.
So
like he is one of those guys that his entire career, Dave, I've been like, why are people paying this man at all? Why do you pay him?
Bro, because he made that funny face that one time. Don't you remember? Isn't that worth $8 million? I mean, what? Yo, that's one of those movies, man. I mean, he didn't cheat. So, I mean, we got to give him all this money. Like, man, he's trash. He's so bad.
Man.
He's a mess. The whole bullpen's a mess. They're bringing back Alex Colomé into a minor league contract, hoping he can rekindle something.
For what? For who?
Man, new coaches, new training staff, new this, new that. Same owner, same GM, and they both got to go.
Honestly, I think more than anything, Jerry Reinsdorf, in order for the White Sox to ever truly have the success that they need, he either has to sell the team or he has to commit to spending large amounts of money for a like long time span. For like 10 years, he has to commit to say, look, we're going to spend every dollar we have to every offseason to fill whatever hole that we have till we have zero holes and we win the championship. Because the problem is he keeps trying to do the same old BS Reinsdorf approach that he's had forever, which is I'm going to take my profits from the Bulls and then use some of it on the White Sox and then be like, I ain't got no money. You better stop lying, Jerry. You ain't got to pay to maintain the stadium. The state does that for you, Jerry. What kind of sweetheart deal you got? You got the sweetest of the sweetheart deals ever by an ownership group, which is, hey, I don't even have to pay for my stadium. And yet you have the audacity to turn around to everybody here and try and convince us that you don't got no money. Well, guess what, Jerry? Nobody believes you. You need more people. But to the people on the roster, though, Dave is 1,000% correct when he says, hey, they have to stop playing some of these guys where they play them. Because when they sit there and play them in the spots that they do, like what they do with Eloy Jimenez, right? It just results in this man getting hurt. So like Dave said, Kopech, you see the extreme talent. Dave, you remember when Cincinnati first brought in Aroldis Chapman, they were like, he's a starter. He's going to be a starter. And then they were like, oh, Lord, wait. He can't do this for that many innings. We have to bring him in just hot, close the door on a team, right? So you're 1,000% correct. But then again, this all means Jerry Reinsdorf has to get out of his own way, which when you hire Tony La Russa, I don't know if you can get out of your own way. When literally he is the complete opposite of what you need in a manager for the roster as it was constituted. You brought that guy in. To me, that says, Dave, the White Sox are not a serious franchise. That says. Jerry Reinsdorf is not a serious owner.
I agree with that fully. And I know you said there's two options. You either got to sell or spend all the money. I will say that there is a third option, which I won't talk about, but not going to go there. There's a third option.
Why? Hey, hello. We can say it right now. Simple. Look, he passed away. That means we just getting Michael done himself, and we've seen what happens when Michael's in charge of an organization.
Okay, so true.
You want Garpax again in baseball for?
I don't want to talk about Garpax. Don't do that to me. But here's what I'll say. That when the Blackhawks owner Bill Wirtz died, his sons did take over. His sons had a checkered past, but they really put the effort in and they made stuff happen. So, maybe Michael has all these ideas that he runs by Jerry, and Jerry's like, no, I got this guy named John Paxson. He hit one shot for me in 1993, so now he's got to be my guy forever and ever. Maybe. I don't know. It could be. But, I mean, yeah, you're right. I think the way you said it is good. They don't look like a – they look like a joke. I mean, when you ask people who do not follow the White Sox to the extent just know baseball, nobody sits there and says anything super positive about the White Sox. I mean, they say, Lloyd can hit and Robert's a good player and, I like this guy, I like that guy. But, man, nobody says, like, oh, man, I really like what they're doing on the south side there. And when you have Moncada, you have Cease, you have Kopech, you have Jimenez, you have Andrew Vaughn, Luis Robert, and you start – you get all these guys, and not one person can sit there and say, oh, yeah, the White Sox, man, I like what they're doing. That means you're messing up bad. And it's – I got friends who tell me, man, I'm, White Sox, I still can't figure out what they're trying to do. And I don't see how that changes without a lot more money being put into that team because
the one time they had it, Dave, the one time they had it, they hired Tony La Russa.
Yeah. What a disaster, man. I mean, it was one of those things where it was like everyone knew it was a bad decision and it was worse than we all thought. I mean, for all of us to know that's dumb and then for it to be worse than we thought, that's tough. But, man, I mean, listen, man, regardless of the baseball stuff, I know I made a joke about it earlier, but Buddy got arrested for another DUI like 2 months before Jerry Reinsdorf said, let me go ahead and hire this guy as the manager of my baseball team. I mean, come on. There's got to be someone out there that has the common sense to go, at the very least, that should have taken him out of the running, not taking into account the fact he hadn't managed it however long, and stop managing because he was out of touch at that time. I don't know, man. With the White Sox, they have all this swagger, all this, that they like wearing their red sleeves. And I love that they have their character shine through. And then you pigeonhole them with an old drunk, and they're never going to recover. I mean, that's the worst decision I think a baseball team long-term has made in a long time, besides maybe a bad trade or two.
Thinking on that, yeah, I can't think of a worse move that's been made. I can't think of one. Yeah, because I mean, even the bad teams that we don't take serious, they haven't done just outright dumb stuff. You know what I mean? Like they kind of just stuck to their normal program. Like perfect example, the Pirates, right? We always know the Pirates are never going to spend a whole lot of money on a team, right? They just won't do it. But they haven't done anything that we look at and you're like, well, what? That's really super stupid. You know what I mean? It's like only unserious organizations like the White Sox do this type of stuff. And I feel bad for all my friends that are White Sox fans, right? Like I would never root against them. I've been to too many White Sox games to ever root against them. They're a Chicago team, right? I only root against them when they play the Cubs. But I am a Cubs fan. Andre Dawson's my guy. I just feel bad for White Sox fans because what they keep doing is getting their hopes up and then just letting them down. It's like, dude, and I've told them all, until Jerry is out the picture, homie, good luck. Because look, even someone as a Bulls fan, until Jerry's out the picture, I don't know how serious of an organization we are. I don't.
No, I mean, listen, you got to tell me twice about it. I mean, I hate Jerry Reinsdorf. I think he's a disaster. I mean, this dude is literally the Portland Trailblazers taking the right guy in 1983 away from having ownership of professional sports teams for 70 years now between the two teams and having one championship that he lucked into. That's all it's mattered. If Portland said, no, it's Sam Bowie guy, he's not our guy, let's take Michael Jordan. What are we talking about? We're talking about Jerry Reinsdorf having one title in 70 years combined. I mean, he's an absolute disaster. And the whole
thing that bothers me the most about him, Dave, is just that you have the best stadium deal in all of baseball where you don't even actually have to pay to maintain your stadium because the state does that because you threatened to leave before. In Chicago, and at the time, the big Father Daley was in, and he was like, y'all ain't leaving my town. We're going to figure this out. So you have the best deal ever, but yet you play it like you're a cheapskate and no one goes to your stadium. White Sox fans are very loyal. They still fill your stadium year after year, and yet you treat them like crap, which is why, like I said, I don't see them as a serious organization, because with that fan base, they should be competing for championships every year.
Every year. No, you're spot on. I mean, and it's not like they got too much pride in some ways. I mean, they put a giant down arrow on their stadium just to make a few extra bucks. I mean, they're making money. I mean, and they every year they got all these new vendors coming in and all this new food. And man, the ballpark experience is great. I love going to White Sox. I'm going to White Sox game tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Sunday the 16th. They're playing the Orioles. Dylan Cease is pitching. I'm excited to go watch the White Sox, man. But I mean, to sit here and pretend that you don't have the money or you don't have this. I mean, you own two professional sports teams. You don't have enough money in baseball. What are you doing with two sports teams you can't afford to put a consistently good team out on the field? I mean, that is it's I don't know what excuse he would try to give, man, but I would shoot it down right away because it's nonsense. He has two sports teams making him revenue every year. If he's hurting for money that much, I don't know. Pull yourself up out of the bootstraps. Go get a job. I don't know what to tell you, man. This is great.
Facts, bro. Facts. Like I just don't. It's like I said, and you've pointed out the biggest part of this, which is so hilarious. He got these teams for way less than what they're valued at now, and you want to tell us you ain't got no money. Prices have went up steadily in sports. The revenue streams have went up steadily in sports. Well, we're finally hitting like a plateau point, right?
Yep. But
you trying to tell me you ain't got no money, Jerry? You don't have to pay to repair your stadium. The state does it.
Man.
What's the excuse?
Bro, I'm getting tickets tomorrow for like $6, man. If you had a good team and fill up a stadium, bro, look how much money Wrigley gets ticket prices just on tickets. On tickets and bad beer and hot dogs. You got the best ballpark food, some of the best ballpark food in the entire country. I got a buddy who went to all 30 stadiums. I asked him, what do you think about Chicago? First they said with the White Sox, like, man, White Sox Stadium got good, is a great experience, good food, good, prices on stuff. I thought that's great, man. I mean, don't help, but it's great. I mean, congratulations, Jerry. You got, good vendors in your stadium. But if they're not making enough money to put a team on the field, it just don't matter.
At the end of the day, let's be real, Dave. We both know the economics of the sports. The TV deals and stuff is what really makes you your money. We know you got a good TV deal, Jerry. We know this. We ain't stupid, bro. We know what channels you own. We know what this is. You're the only baseball team on that channel now. So come on, B. We ain't stupid. But hopefully that'll, for all of our White Sox friends, we're hoping for y'all that it gets better, because Jesus, is that rough to watch, man. Oh my God. Like, I love Tim Anderson, and it's like just watching his career be wasted with Jerry Reinsdorf not investing the resources that he should has just been disgusting to me, dude. He really has.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's it's just crazy to think where we were a couple of years ago when the Cubs started trading everybody. I mean, Sox fans definitely felt like they were on top for a little bit. They made their playoff run that year, and that was it. I mean, it's a tough spot to be a White Sox fan and know that even when you feel like everything in you have every bit of power when it comes to the relationship between baseball teams in the city, and then within 2 years, you're like, man, the Cubs are 8-5. We are not. We got Gavin Sheets playing right field every day for us. We got Yasmani Grandal is trying to run the bases for us still.
Don't even get me started on Gavin Sheets,
bro.
Do not even get me. If you want to talk about somebody that truly represents the shit show that it's been, he's the one for me.
Yep. Oh, for sure. That is a DH. Another DH. They got about 6 DHs on their field on any given time. I mean, straight up. They got Hanser Alberto playing third base. What is Hanser Alberto doing?
This is what happens when you just keep getting a bunch of DHs over and over and over again. When you're not saying, you know what, we got to pay somebody to be a plus outfielder or a plus infielder for us. We got to pay somebody. Nope.
Feel bad.
Nope.
Play some good defense. Nothing. I don't. Every time I look over the White Sox, I'm just like, what? They did what now? What? I mean, there's no other sports team I can think of that consistently boggles my mind like the White Sox do. Every time I see the White Sox, I mean, there are worse organizations. I mean, I look at some of the moves that before this year the Sacramento Kings made, for example, that I was like what? Like they did what now? But man, there's not one team that tries to put themselves in a position to win consistently, and you just go, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's foolish. That's absolutely one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of. Playing Gavin Sheets in right field. What are you talking about, man? And they just keep doing it.
Yeah, I think the only team that could be close in comparison and maybe would be the Mets. But even the Mets have, like, they get good results at times. You know what I mean? Like, they've had some unfortunate things happen too. So it's like, but they at least are really trying to win. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always feel like the White Sox's moves are like, yeah, you're trying to win. It kind of feels like you're like, oh, that's your guy, so you're gonna keep him around. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Come on, bro. What are we doing?
There's a lot of guys like that. They're way too loyal to guys like, Adam Engel and Leori Garcia and guys like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There for so long. I mean, Danny Mendick. What was Danny Mendick doing on the baseball team? What was that about?
He was he was baseball's version of Udonis Haslem.
Man, get out of here with the Udonis. Hey, Udonis Haslem's a champion, man. Danny Mendick is not a champion. Not a future champion.
But what has Udonis been doing for like the past 7-8 seasons? Collecting checks, acting like he's still a player. Go out there 2 times a year, get 5 fouls every time he go out there. Like what?
Hey, like nobody follows like Udonis Haslem. Nobody high fives like Udonis Haslem, man. Come on.
Hey, that's UD, baby. That's UD. But hopefully things will get better there. Hopefully we can have more fun with baseball this year, because I know last year was both teams were kind of a drag. It was kind of just like, what are we really watching here? So I am really hoping for a better season this year. And at least the Cubs have gotten us there. White Sox, there's still plenty of baseball that they can get it turned around. But with the question marks that we both have, it's just, I don't know, because the pieces don't fit together. It's like Dave. It's like they walked up saying, we got to play a game of chess, right? And then they pulled out Chinese checkers pieces and was like, these are it, right?
Yeah, which one of those is the pawn, brother? They're all pawns. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think you misunderstand the game we're playing here. So yeah, hopefully things get better. We don't know. I feel bad for you White Sox fans. Like I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we had to tell you the truth. But you guys were kicking us while we were down, so you can suck it too.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, I will say there's no more annoying Twitter fan base than White Sox fan. I root for the Sox as much as I can. I love watching my friends, stuff like that. But man, Twitter is a cesspool, y'all. Clean that up.
It ain't getting better with who's in charge now. So that's all I can say. But speaking of somebody new being in charge, Ryan Poles being in charge here in Chicago has seemed to start turning things around for how generally Bears fans are feeling about the team and the direction that it is actually going. So now we're about 2 weeks off of the draft. Dave, where do you want the Bears to go with pick 9? I know where I want them to, but I want to see where your brain's at. Before I put my guy out there, I want to see, where is Dave's brain at? Who does he want the Bears to go out here and go get?
Yeah, so we definitely have the same mind. So I'm not going to steal your thunder on what you want the Bears to do with that pick. So what I'll do is I'll name a guy First of all, I don't know if you guys. First of all, I mean, if Tyree Wilson somehow falls to 9, you have to sprint to the phone and call the league office and say, "My brother in Christ, Tyree Wilson is a Chicago Bear. Don't get it twisted. You got to get that man as soon as possible." I think he's a game changer. Outside of Tyree Wilson, who I don't think will be available, and not including Jalen Carter, because I'm assuming he won't be available either. I really like. I think I really like two of the tackles that are coming out, offensive tackles. I really like Paris Johnson out of Ohio State, and I think I really like Darnell Wright out of Tennessee, who could play right tackle.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I do. You know, Will Anderson said he was the best tackle he faced in college. To me, I think so highly of Will Anderson that I went from like to okay, I'm interested. He played Broderick Jones a couple times as well, so you know he faced both those guys, and he said a lot nicer things about Darnell Wright. He would be a huge reach at 90. So, I don't want to steal your thunder because we're in the same boat on this, but if you're picking at 9 and Tyree Wilson's gone, I really like Paris Johnson. And after that, I think it's a bunch of guys I would really like if the Bears are picking 15 instead of 9.
Can you hear me? There we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Sorry, like I didn't realize that my power strip wasn't on, and so I was like, "Ooh!" It switched my battery to power save mode, and that's why all of a sudden everything just shut off on me. I was like, "What happened here?"
Oh no!
But for me, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I really want them actually to go Paris Johnson. I do. I want them to secure the edges, man. I think the best thing that the Eagles ever did before they drafted Jalen Hurts was they made sure that their offensive line was taken care of. No matter what, they've said this offensive line is going to be a bunch of maulers and dogs that you're not going to get your hands on our quarterback. You're not going to get your hands clean on our running backs, right? So I think at this point, you have to go there. I will say, if Tyree Wilson's there, yeah, you have to at least take a look at it and be like, all right, dog, what do we do here? Because we do need help on defense. We need a lot of help. But also, the most important position on the field is quarterback, man. And look, Justin Fields was running for his life last year, okay? He was running for his and this is why I know our receivers actually weren't as bad as most people think, because if you watch the Bears, you realize even on some of the times when they got open, the offensive line was crumbling upon itself consistently, especially when Tevin was out. Oh, my God.
Bro, I don't want to get crazy about it, man, but I'm a big Tevin Jenkins guy. I'm a big fan. I think he's Pro Bowl type guard. I've been saying he was a guard since they drafted him, and I was worried they would just do the same thing I talked about with the White Sox, where it's like, no, we're going to get max value. We didn't draft a guard in the second round. We drafted a tackle in the second round. That man, just put the guys where they play their best ball. What are we talking about here? Tevin Jenkins, good guard. I really like the Davis pickup. He was really good in Tennessee last year. Good running game. It puts Cody Whitehair and Lucas Patrick as your two centers. Let them fight it out, figure out who's going to be the number one guy there. I'm sure Whitehair will win that battle based on who they are.
Cut Lucas Patrick.
What did I say?
No, I'm saying cut him. No, you're right. You're right. I'm saying cut him. Get him out of here. All he did was get hurt. That's all he does. That's all he did for us is get hurt. He came in the camp, got hurt, got healthy again, got hurt. What? We don't need that. At least get a young guys can do that for you. At least the young guy, you can be like, well, you know, he might still have some upside if he can get healthy. Where's Lucas Patrick upside? He is at best a backup center. Look, he is this much better than Sam Mustipher. That's it.
All right, I can't let you say stuff like that, man. Come on now. Sam Mustipher is the worst offensive lineman I ever seen. I mean, he is absolutely the biggest joke. That dude could get lost in a phone booth. I mean, he has no clue what he's doing out there. He is weak. He is slow. He's decent speed for a center, but he's slow game wise because he's got to sit there and let the computer up here boot up a couple seconds. And, you know, he's got Windows 95, so it's got to go through it's got to call, and it's got to, you know, you got to make all them noises from back in the day when you had to turn on your computer, go to email. Man, he was a disaster. But Patrick, no better. Hopefully Cody plays there. I'm willing to give Braxton Jones another shot at left tackle. That's one of the reasons why I like also why I like Darnell Wright. He's a right tackle. I mean, he's really good there, but I'm not gonna not draft Paris Johnson because I don't want to have to move Braxton Jones to right tackle. Braxton Jones can play right tackle, man.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think you need to move Braxton Jones even if you get Paris Johnson. I think you put Paris Johnson over there and you get yourself – now you have the new Lane Johnson over there. Now you have somebody over there that it's like it's over. You're not getting past him. This is done. Because, look, the thing that impresses me the most about Johnson is that when I've watched him, even when he's worked against good pass rushers, he doesn't get caught leaning. He doesn't like that is one of the things that is the biggest red flag to me as an offensive lineman is are you getting caught leaning or are you using proper technique to where you just moving guys because you got the technique and you got the strength, right? That's one of my biggest issues that we had with Mustipher last year was that Mustipher is like, look, bro, we understand you're undersized. We get that, but you can't let your technique be shit too. Like you can't do that, bro. That was supposed to be your upside. Was your technique was supposed to be good, and it's terrible. But with Paris Johnson, like I said, we can secure the edges. We already know Nate Davis, Whitehair, and Jenkins inside. We got some people that's gonna be able to make it move in the run game, especially. You get Paris Johnson, you can protect your quarterback. Now he has a chance to throw down the field to Mooney, to Moore, to Claypool, to Kmet. You know, now we have that chance. And now even when those aren't open, now he'll actually have the time to just check it on down to Khalil Herbert. You know what I mean? So that's where I'd like the Bears to go. Would I be pissed off if they went defense, right? Like say Will Anderson's there or Jalen Carter slides to us, right? And they're there at that spot and you can choose between them and Paris Johnson and they take one of them. Am I mad at that? No. Would I prefer for them to take a tackle? Yes, because I'd prefer for my quarterback to be upright and not have to run for his life.
I totally get you on that. The only defensive type player I want the Bears taking if they go 9 is an absolute game changer, which is why I talk about Tyree and Jalen, or you mentioned if something happens, Will Anderson between now and then where he falls. Because I will say that Justin feels at his best when he's allowed to get into a rhythm, and him sitting on the bench for 12 play, 6.5 minute drives does not let him get into a rhythm. So
Very
if you
true.
could find one guy, I mean, if they took a cornerback second, could you use another corner? Is Kyler Gordon a slot guy instead of a guy who's going to play on the outside? Those are all really good questions to ask. The answer to that to me is not a number 9 though, because there's no game changer at cornerback. There's not one in the league. The best cornerbacks don't change games in that way. They change how teams do things. But I want a guy who's going to get a sack on 3rd down. I want a guy who's going to get in the backfield and stop a run play on 2nd and 10 and make it 2nd and 3rd and 14. And then you were getting the team off the field. You let the field get in those rhythm, make his mark, tire the defense on the other side down. All good things happen from there. So that's my opinion where they go. But if they go corner, that would be the one move where I would say. Or, of course, they take Bijan Robinson, who I love. If they did one of those two things, those would be one of the moves where I would be like, all right, now I got to question if I even trust this front office.
See, for me, it depends. Because while I agree with you just on the general philosophy of building the lineup and it makes your corners better, even if you've got guys that are lesser talent, they're going to look better because you got pass rush, right? You got guys up front that are making it hard for the quarterback. But, man, I think Christian Gonzalez is one of those guys that you can set him and forget him, dog. Say, hey, look, You go follow this dude around the whole game, take him out of the game. I think he's one of those. And there is an extreme value with that when you already have another great corner and the other pieces in the secondary. We already have the other pieces in the secondary. We got two good safeties. We got Eddie. We got Brisker. It's a combination that was like Amos and Eddie when Eddie and Amos were together. They can play very similar with each other. You have Jalen Johnson. You already know he's a great cornerback. We've seen, look, as much as people want to talk about that one moment with Devontae Adams catching the touchdown on him, if you watch that game against Green Bay, he shut that man the hell down for the whole game except for like 2 plays, bro. And on one of them plays, he wasn't even the man on him, as a matter of fact. So, but you already have that. So now you can say, okay, we can do a little more exotic stuff up front because we got guys we know in the back end that can cover, right? So that can cover up some of the deficiencies up front if you decide to go cornerbacks. That's why I wouldn't be mad if they went someone like him. But I do 100% agree with you. I think up front on either side of the ball is where you need to go. You need some guys that are – I know it's weird to call an offensive lineman a playmaker, but a tackle is a playmaker for you. You know what play he's making? He's stopping that dude across from him from getting to that damn quarterback and giving you the time that he needs to step up and make the throw so you can make big plays. Like you said, a D end, a D tackle out there, somebody that can make plays and move the line of scrimmage on offensive defense, I think it would be the best course of action here for the Bears. I don't think we should you're right. I don't think we should go cornerback here. It would be a weird thing for us to go corner. It would be like, why, dude? What's I don't see the value there just in the fact that you have nobody up front right now that you can count on. Like,
and if the Bears decide to trade down and get another maybe mid-second round pick as a part of trading down, I think there's still cornerbacks there if you like that idea. Guys like Keely Ringo out of Georgia, guys like Deontay Banks out of Maryland, they should be available second round. So, I mean, if you want to have that option, I think it's there. I just don't think it's there at 9. Christian Gonzalez, though, he's going to be really good for somebody. I think so is Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, 100%. Witherspoon's he's an absolute animal. I just look at it in the sense of, for me, I think Christian Gonzalez is a little bit better man-to-man. And even if you're like, even with the scheme, right? We've seen it. It's the same thing that Lovey was playing for years, right? So we know that what the scheme is. Eventually that turns into man-to-man. You know what I mean? All zone at some point turns into man-on-man. We need somebody that can most definitely cover up more because I think Gordon will be a good nickel back. I have questions about him being an outside corner because he doesn't have the strength that you need to really press guys in this scheme. I just don't see it with him. I see him being that nickel guy though that can sit back, read the quarterback, and jump routes for sure. He showed towards the end of the year last year, hey, now that I'm getting this scheme and I'm starting to understand it, I can start making some plays on the ball. So I think he can do that. But outside, I got questions on him on that as an outside corner for sure, man.
So your analysis is spot on. I think that he doesn't have this. He doesn't have the size, doesn't have the strength, man. He's got good athleticism though, for sure. I mean, I'd be really excited to see him in the nickel. I will say that I do not ever in my life ever want to see Kindle Vildor on my screen again for the Chicago. So if drafting Christian Gonzalez will make that happen for me, you could sell me on it now that I think about it further. But and Kindle Vildor actually wasn't too bad at the end of the year. But that boy's still a bum. I'm sorry.
No. You know what it was, Dave? We had seen some dudes during the course of the season play horrible. And when we saw Vildor, it was like, well, at least he's not getting burned every play. You know what I mean? It was kind of like we had flaming hot garbage, and then they just gave us regular garbage. They both stink and smell, just one smells worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was. Because those corners last year, oh my God, Dave. Watching our corners last year would make me so angry. It was so angry.
What even is a Jalen Jones? What are we from? You can't tell me that there was not a high school player somewhere in the state of Illinois near Chicago that could have jumped in and done what Jalen Jones did, man. Because he was the most irrelevant player I ever seen play football
You know what the mistake was with Jalen Jones? We thought we could convert him to corner because of his athletic, because he's actually athletic, right? He is that. But he has no idea how to play the corner position, bro. He has no idea. He was, oh my God, was he so lost this year? It was crazy to watch, man. Look, man, we've had some corners that weren't like great over time, but they were at least like decent. You know, they at least gave you like a baseline of like, okay, you're not going to be worse than this, right? But geez, like the corners we had last year, Jalen Johnson played good. Every other corner we had and Gordon, he played good in the second half, but every other corner we had was terrible. Like if we were grading them, Dave, I would probably give I would give Johnson like a B plus, right? I would give Gordon a B because he came on, he started playing stronger as the year went on because his grade early in this season would have been low. He was looking low. Yeah, yeah. But them other dudes, they lucky if they get a D minus. They lucky.
You can't tell me there's not a Prince of Mukamara style player out there.
Ooh,
when you talk about a baseline, what's your number 2 corner? Nothing special. Didn't try to do too much. Just what role do you want me to play, coach? All right, sounds good. I could do that, and I can do it intelligently at least. Man, there's at least one guy out there that could do that, and we had to watch Jalen Jones and Tyndall Vildor.
It was terrible. It was god awful. But let me ask you this. All right, so while we're on the topic of the Bears here, before we get out of here, I have to ask you, how do you feel about Sanborn? Because the reason I have to ask is I watched a lot of people on Bears Twitter last year trying to talk me into Jack Sanborn when I didn't see nothing special. I saw an average linebacker. That's it.
I think average is being pretty nice. He's slow. He doesn't make big plays. He made one big play in his first start against Miami. We got the interception brought back, and then everyone thought he was a playmaker. He's not a playmaker. He's a dude who can tackle. He'll tackle guys. Most linebackers can, though. I don't know if y'all
that's part of the position.
People know, but a lot of linebackers good at tackling. I don't think he's starting this year. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that you have Edmonds, you have Edwards, and I think that for sure, if I'm giving the other position to somebody on there, I think Dylan Cole's the guy there over Jack Sanborn. And Dylan Cole's not special, but at least he's way faster. He's better in pass coverage, and I feel like he could at least force a turnover or two. I wouldn't be shocked if that second round when the Bears have a few picks in a row, I wouldn't be shocked if they go linebacker there. There's a few linebackers in that range. I'm looking it up right now just to be sure, but like Trenton Simpson out of Clemson's a guy who I've heard is like a mid-late second round guy. Everybody loves when they do their mock drafts on PFF. Oh man, which by the way, I could rant about that. If you want to give me a second to rant a little about more,
feel free.
Man, can I just say that there is not a worse thing that has happened to social media and the football community than giving every single schmuck jabroni sitting on their couch the ability to do a mock draft. That is the worst thing that ever happened to football. Bro, I am so tired of these boomers finding this website they can do a mock draft on, going on these Facebook pages talking about, I don't get why this is so tough. Look at the draft that I just made. And it's all in Chicago, it's all Big Ten players they watched on TV every single Saturday and dudes with funny names. If I see one more person put Henry To'o on the fucking Chicago Bears because he's got a last name and he played at Alabama, I'm going to go crazy. That dude don't fit what the Bears want in a linebacker. Anyway, so that's my rant for today. I feel better now that I got that off my chest.
Yeah, man.
Man, but there's a few linebackers. I think they're going linebacker somewhere in the draft here. And yeah, I mean, Sanborn's going to get his chance in practice, man. He's going to get his chance in training camp. He'll get his chance in the preseason. And if he makes Eberflus and that defensive staff say, we got to give Sanborn the chance, he's earned it, man. But I don't think he could beat out Dylan Cole or whoever we draft that's not Henry To'o in the
I'm gonna laugh when we end up with Henry, and you're gonna be so angry. You're gonna be, and all the trolls gonna come for you. See, I told you we was gonna get Henry.
Yeah. I'll do the next show with the paper bag over my head. If they
No, we leave that for the bums like the Saints.
Woo.
Yeah, we leave that for
I
them.
can't believe that the Eagles are drafted where they drafted this year, man. After the year they just had. Because the Saints was like, no, we really need Chris Olave for no quarter. We don't have a quarterback, but we really need Chris Olave.
Well, stupid is as stupid does, right?
Yeah, like, ain't joking about that one.
I mean, let's just be honest. Outside of the Sean Payton era, the Saints were a laughing stock in the NFL. So there's that.
The Aints. Man, I think they're a funny program. They're a funny team to laugh at. But hey, they won a Super Bowl more recently than the Bears have. So I guess who's really laughing, huh?
Yeah. Well, Dave, tell all the sexy people out here where to find you.
Man, I just had to make a new Twitter account the other day. Hold up, let me see what I got here. I'm at bro, I'm Davey Dots. Davey Dots 17, man. DAVEY. Davey Dots. That might be we might have to change eventually. I might go at Davey Dots instead of Dirty Dave. We'll figure we'll do some tweaking. We'll do some
Davey Dots could be like your innocent personality, and then Dirty Dave is like the devil.
So Dirty Dave was the one going in about mock drafts, and Davey Dots was the one talking about the Cubs earlier. Okay.
Yeah, see, there you go. But yes, at James Span the Man everywhere, people usually see my pretty face or the ITC logo. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and like and subscribe to everything so you can be notified every time we put up new content. Me and Dave will be back with you each and every week as long as it is feasible, because we are adults that sometimes have stuff to do. But yes, we'll be here with you every week to talk about Chicago sports. And ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. We thank you. We love you. And take your ass outside and see some green grass. It's finally nice outside again here in Chicago, baby.
Touch grass, baby. Let's go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. And that is your first episode of Because Chicago.